Welcome to Gonzaga Nation SI on the Gonzaga Nation Media Network. I'm your host, Dan Dickau, with a very special guest, someone that I'm going to be spending a lot of time with over the next few months, both with Gonzaga Root regional games as well as some Pac-12 games that we get to work together. But it all starts with the Kraziness in the Kennel when the two of us work alongside Richard Fox and our great production team to bring the fans the early peek at the Gonzaga Bulldogs. None other than the man, the myth, the legend, the great voice of Greg Heister. How you doing there, bud?
Hello, Dano. Man, it's game time, isn't it? Like it's here.
It is. It is. You and I text throughout the summer. We talk occasionally, but there is an excitement about getting into the season. And then there's also an excitement about just the craziness in the kennel because I've been to practice. I know you plan to get to practice, but there's so many unknowns at this time of the year.
Yeah, I mean, across the entire landscape, I think that's true. And you just kind of look at this Gonzaga roster and you start piecing it together. Your mouth starts to water, right? Because you first of all, I mean, with Drew back, you got the best player in college basketball coming back to a team. They're really loaded at the guard positions, which I don't have to tell you. Like that's the key for the NCAA tournament. So a long tournament run. And they're going to be ranked in the top five, I think, throughout most of the season. They've got all these tough tests early before we start league play. So I think, and right, there's all this anticipation because you got to figure it at one point in time, sooner or later, the program's going to break through and they're going to bring that national championship home. And I know Coach Few hates when you and I talk about that stuff too early because the games haven't been played yet. But I mean, that's where this thing is now. And I think that's the one thing that's left, right? The crowning jewel. And when you look at this team, Dan, it's good. I mean, it's really good.
It is. I was at practice the other day, and obviously you mentioned Drew Timme, who's the front runner for Player of the Year. There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of pieces. Coach Fuse is one of the masters, is kind of putting those guys in their particular roles for them to have success as well as the team to have success. You as a broadcaster, what type of prep do you have going into a fun event like Kraziness in the Kennel? And then do you set any type of expectations for a team going into or coming out at an event like this?
No, I don't think expectations, there are none of that other than I got to go dust off a suit, maybe get a haircut,
I thought you
decide
wore a
whether or not
piece.
I'm going to shave this. They're more about expectations of myself because once we get to craziness, and then we've got another 3 weeks or something before we have to call a game. So I think that's where I'm at. Okay, so do I go through the process of getting all cleaned up for this on Saturday, or is this a walkthrough? Is it the real start of the season? Yet to be determined. YTD. So I'll figure that out in time. But no, I don't think we have any expectations. You don't want anybody to get hurt. Nobody to get dinged, no turned ankles and things like that. It's an opportunity for the fan base to go crazy about the team and about these players. There's so many great players, Dan, that are going to be on the floor for craziness. When you look at this guard rotation that he has to work with this year, I think it might be the most versatile guard rotation he's ever had. No, when you really break it down and look at it, he's got so many options. I mean, five guys they all bring something different to the table or a tremendous strength. And so I'm excited to watch those guys go at it. There's a lot of new guys. I mean, that's the great thing about this year too. There's a lot of new faces and new pieces. It's not one of those years where you got the starting five all back and you kind of know what the ceiling is, and it's just about getting to March. This is a team that we're going to watch, I think, get better. We're going to watch that chemistry grow throughout the season as we get closer to March. So that'll be fun. But as far as expectations for Saturday, I don't. Just it'll be good to be seen. It'll be good to be sitting next to you again. And catch up after a long, eventful summer, and we'll hit the ripcord and get the season going.
So typically they have a 3-point contest, a dunk contest, and then a short scrimmage. Who's your pick for 3-point champion?
Oh my gosh. Well, it's got to be Julian, right?
It's your choice, not mine.
Yeah, it's got to be Julian. If I remember right, didn't he win it last year?
I believe Nolan Hickman won it, but I don't remember. We'd have to go back and watch.
Or I think, yeah, there was no, maybe it was Julian in the dunk contest. There was controversy last year. I remember that now, that was involving Julian Strother, but no, my money's on Julian to win that.
All right. And how about your choice for the dunk contest? Is it going to be a returning champion in Hunter Salas, or are you going to go out on a limb and pick someone else?
Boy, that's the thing, right? There's some new guys that we haven't seen yet. But I think Hunter's going to have a breakout year. I'll go with Hunter Salas again to win that dunk contest. And he's obviously a highly athletic kid, and he's got confidence now coming back for another year. So, yeah, I think Hunter's a good repeat. But I don't know. You know, there's some new guys that you and I haven't really had a chance to see yet. So I'll let you know more on Saturday. But yeah, Hunter's a good solid pick.
Yeah, I'm going to stay with Hunter Salas as my dunk champ for this year. And I'm going to have you go out on a limb because I know you like making these big, bold predictions and then trying to back them up with fact and reasoning throughout the whole course of the year with our broadcast. Who will be the MVP of Kraziness in the Kennel?
Oh, the MVP. I think it's going to be Julian Strother.
Gotcha.
You know, I just think that he's a versatile guy. He can really shoot the three. He can put it on the floor and get to the rim. I don't think Drew is going to look to dominate, Kraziness in the Kennel. So I think this is the year that Julian Strother proves that he's next level guy and going to get it done. So yeah, no, I like him. I like him to be the MVP. Not that it means anything, but it's good. It's good. I thought we were going to talk about Aaron Judge a little bit and 62 home runs, and the only guy to really break that all-time single season home run record clean.
Wow, you went there.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that on Saturday. Big fan of Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa. They were great players, but they've tainted the numbers. What Aaron Judge did on Wednesday night, well, that was fantastic. Anyways, Dan, back to hoops.
Well, you know what? Some people love the tangents that you and I, Richard, get on during a broadcast. Some people can't stand them. Whether you like them or love them, there's no getting around it. There's going to be many different tangents that happen over the course of the season, and I can't wait to start with Saturday's Kraziness in the Kennel. So we will connect then. We will have a more in-depth preview with you on Gonzaga Nation SI in the coming weeks before the games really kick off. But Greg, appreciate you joining.
Thanks, Dano. Go Zags.